Good morning, YouTube. Ah, so you can beat heroin. You can overcome it. You can rewire your brain. You can get over the depression. You can be focused. You can ask for help. It is okay to cry. These are all aspects and things that are going to be necessary for us to get off heroin to believe and to really tackle one task at a time. One thing that is going to help us is to well, that has helped me and that will help is to journal and to really be honest, man. Radically accept all the crap that we do as we procrastinate, become fucking lazy, or we make tons of excuses, or tomorrow, or I'm just tired, and all this boils down to avoiding what's going on inside, you know. So a good I'm gonna share a good little breathing technique that actually I found out. I'm gonna share how I found this breathing technique, man. When I was in 23 years old, I was going through my divorce. I was married for 3 years. Um, right before all that, my brother had shot himself playing Russian roulette, and my ex-wife went up to go visit me, and I ended up getting her pregnant um, during the funeral. And I was lost, man. I was so gone. I actually wrote a letter and cursed out God and cursed out the devil, and I was so angry that my brother had shot himself. I blamed everybody. I actually wanted people so I can take my anger out on it. I wanted revenge, but there was nobody to get. It was drugs, and he had been up um, doing meth for 3 days, and he ended up shooting himself. I ended up giving him the gun that he shot himself with. So I blame myself. I used to tell myself in my brain all the time. I would get images or voices telling me that I killed my brother. Well, anyways, the one thing in a sense that little spark of light was that I had a child to take care of. So all of a sudden, I just avoided all these feelings and pushed them aside because I had to go raise a child, and part of me didn't even want to be in the relationship. I just felt like that's what I had to do. So I was unhappy about that. I was unhappy about um, what happened to my brother, and it's just everything got pushed aside. Everything got pushed out. But when I noticed, I started having anxiety attacks. I couldn't even. I kept trying to quit work. I wouldn't show up to work. I was constantly throwing up bile. I was drinking heavily. I was just coming off benzos, and I was just a mess. Well, anyway, subsequently, I ended up cheating on my ex-wife, and I just reached a point. I hid it for like 3 years. I didn't tell her. I hid it. I hid it. Like I said, avoidance, avoidance. I just kept drinking. And she was going to school, and we weren't living together. And she had a feeling. We all sense things, man. And I just kept telling her, no, man. One day I was just drunk, and I was just part of me that was just sick of avoiding everything. I just told the truth. I said, yeah, man. And that set off another big, boom, another stress bomb. Okay, now I'm drinking again. having all these issues, didn't want to be with her, and I think that's why I said the truth in a sense, so I could just like, oh my God, everything's a lie. I'm just so stressed out. I think it was all trying to cope with my brother's death, and we had a child together, and I ended up walking out on them because I didn't even try to fix the marriage. I just avoided it. I ran. I quit my job and I just disappeared. And it just roller coastered more and more. But what I noticed when I was getting right before I left was that one day I was just immobilized in my room, paralyzed, literally just shaking on my bed. I couldn't stop shaking. I couldn't eat. I just couldn't get out. I was just what I learned later was a somatic release. I'm even getting one right now, kind of just thinking about it. I feel like I want to cry. Um, but I was shaking, and what saved me was I naturally, instinctively, just started taking deep breaths and started humming. And what I noticed, it started calming my heart rate. The anxiety in my stomach went away. Um, After a few minutes of doing that, I was able to get up and actually eat a little bit and drink water. It was when I snapped out of it, I was like, "What the heck?" It was just weird. I just didn't know what was going on. I've never been to therapy. I did try going to therapy a few times, and it was difficult. I had to write at first because I couldn't even speak to them. I didn't know how to explain it, so I had to write in a letter like my past, like, what had happened to me. I don't know if that was just disassociation, where I didn't want to speak about it, so I just like wrote about it. And what the therapist told me was, it's a miracle you haven't committed suicide yet. All the shit that happened. And I was like, what the fuck? Why did he tell me that? So then I avoided it, and then I just got in an argument with another therapist one time. I tried the medicines, and it just, I don't know, my physiology just rejected it somehow. I just couldn't, I don't know, I felt this weird buzz in the back of my spine, and my brain felt weird, and I don't know. So we're gonna do a few of these little breath sessions just to calm ourselves down because, like I said, I'm being triggered right now. Just because, speaking of that moment, it's triggering me. Doing this is a form of a trigger, but I've done it over several years now. I just started like talking in groups and in front of the camera and stuff like that, and now it's gotten easier. But I've noticed that I still get triggered. Like I said, I'm 43 years old. I've already found this out, like all this mental stuff, while in rehab, and I'm detoxing off of a 17-year opiate and heroin addiction. So I'm like, ah, I'm still kind of like, ah. So I got to bring my back to center. And I'm gonna share with you guys, and I'm gonna do it right now because I'm actually triggered right now. So we're gonna calm ourselves down, and what we're doing is we're stimulating our vagus nerve. It's the transcranial nerve. It's almost like you see a diagram. It's almost like a tree, and it's connected to just about every organ and everything in our body, and it really controls the the way our hormones are being released and our I'm not gonna get too scientific, but here we go. We're just gonna do it. Um, I like to put my hand on my heart. We'll speak about the heart later as 40,000 to 42,000 brain-like neurons called sensory neurites, and it does have its own little nervous system. It's a little brain. So, energy goes where attention flows. So we're gonna put our hand on our heart and we're gonna just breathe and hum. Um, and the way I like to think of it, and what I'm doing and what I'm noticing is that vibration, you'll notice it just starts like unlocking the stress, and we just start relaxing. So you just do it. We're gonna do, we're gonna do 30 breaths, and humming, with humming release as long as you can take it. I like to go as slow as possible until I empty out my whole diaphragm.